Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review and um another 20th anniversary movie review for another film for 1996. And this one I absolutely love. I would put it as one of my favorite films that I absolutely grew up watching. Biggest part of my childhood. I'm sure for a lot of people like me that grew up from in the 90s. And this and especially like today was the 16th, yesterday was the 15th, and this yesterday, or actually no, I think it was I forget it was right around this time in November that this film came out. And one of which I really want to review, especially for when I want to start reviewing the 1996 movies for the 20th anniversaries. This one I really wanted to review. It's one of the biggest things from my childhood, and I would say it's an absolute classic. That's a classic, and that is Space Jam. What can you say about Space Jam? I mean, I don't know. I'm sure that almost everybody's ever heard. I've heard of Space Jam. What's about Space Jam? It's Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes. And probably my past reviews, I do have the poster for Space Jam. It's hanging up there. You can't see it, but it's hanging on my back wall up there. I love this movie to death. It's definitely one of my biggest childhood films that I grew up with. I love this movie, especially at a time when probably a lot of people grew up watching the Looney Tunes. I mean, you can't honestly just can't anything go wrong with the Looney Tunes. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Tasmanian Devil, Sylvester, Tweety Bird, Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner. Yeah, which really enough, I'm wearing Looney Tunes right now, which that was not intentional, actually. But yeah, Wile E. Coyote, Tasmanian Devil, Marvin the Martian. But what it's about? I'm sure I know everybody knows about the story. But it tells of a different mirror or alternate thing that about Michael Jordan in real life, because how he initially planned to retire from basketball, and he wanted to go out and play professional baseball, but then later in '95 when he came back to play for the Chicago Bulls. And especially me, a lot of the great basketball players from the '90s, like especially when watching with my dad, I mean, yeah, with the basketball players that starred in this movie, they fit in the movie perfectly. The basketball players, especially Michael Jordan and other basketball players, you have Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Sean Bradley, Muggsy Bogues, Larry Johnson, even cameo appearances by Bill Murray, and Larry Bird, and also starring in the movie Wayne Knight, who played Dennis from Jurassic Park, and starring in was Seinfeld. I think it was Seinfeld. He's been in a load of other movies. Some other movies I reviewed though, but Wayne Knight, memorable actor. Always loved him in this movie. He was hilarious as Stan, plays Jordan's publicist. I love Wayne Knight. He's absolute a blast to watch. Michael Jordan playing an alternate version of himself. How that he did absolutely fantastic. Love Michael Jordan. Absolutely my favorite basketball player. Probably to a lot of people growing up, especially to me. when the time when he played for the Chicago Bulls. And the film came out around this time, and it was a box office hit, and not only opened up #1, but it came becoming the highest grossing basketball movie, made over 230 million worldwide, 90 million domestically. It was a big hit, and although I would disagree with the ratings, it has a 6.3 IMDb, but I would give it a much more higher rating, definitely a much more higher rating. Then because it was met with mixed to like negative reviews, I completely disagree with that. So wholeheartedly, 36% Rotten Tomatoes, no. Definitely I'll give it in the 90s%, around there. That's how much I love this movie. And really enough, Roger Ebert gave it a thumbs up, and so did Gene Siskel, which is nice. Roger Ebert gave it 3.5, saying that Space Jam is a happy marriage of good ideas, 3 films for the price of 1. Giving us a comic treatment of the career adventures of Michael Jordan crossed with the Looney Tunes cartoon and some showbiz warfare. As a result, it is delightful, a family movie in the best sense. Which means the adults will enjoy it too. I would definitely agree with that. It's just like, yeah, all in one. You a mixture with real life basketball, mixing with the Looney Tunes. I mean, and when you mix the Looney Tunes, it shouldn't be going wrong with the Looney Tunes. I mean, there was the other Looney Tunes movie, Back in Action, the one with Brendan Fraser. I think it's all right though, but this is by far the best movie that features the Looney Tunes, without doubt. Looney Tunes Back in Action, I think it's all right. I mean, Steve Martin, acting all silly, I don't think think Steve Martin was not the right role for Steve Martin. Brendan Fraser, and although due retrospect, that film was one of the last scores that Jerry Goldsmith did. May he rest in peace. But and also especially was also directed by Joe Dante though, but it was a huge flop though. But Space Jam is miles better than Back in Action though. But anyway, yeah. It was a box office success, but not with the ratings though. But I would disagree with wholeheartedly. And also, what I have here is a special 2-disc edition. With disc 1 which does have a funny commentary with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, and with the director. Commentary with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck is just funny. But on disc 2, has Jamming with Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan documentary, an hour of new DVD classic Looney Tunes, like the short stuff. Music videos, Fly Like an Eagle by Seal, and Monstar's Anthem in the trailer. But also, especially, I love the soundtrack in the film, the score especially because the score by James Newton Howard, which also has he done scores like on The Fugitive and among other movies. I forgot there was like a recent review I did with a score by James Newton Howard. I forget, my memory is that poor. But yeah. But I remember most of The Fugitive I remember. But James Newton Howard, great score. Love the song, especially the famous for the 2 songs, like Fly Like an Eagle by Seal and I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly, yeah. Yeah, even by R. Kelly. Yeah, sorry for that. It's just allergy season. Allergies have been killing me recently, so. But anyway, but it's good enough. I would say it's worth enough to be worth a special 2-disc edition, and at least the soundtrack by Fly Like an Eagle by Seal, and then I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly. Yeah, I believe I can fly. But I mean, what more can I say? Okay. How it quickly shows in the opening, where it shows Michael's kid, how he's playing basketball. He said he wants to tell his dad that how he wants to be when he grows up. He wants to join the NBA, then he wants to play baseball, and I think it's one of my favorite openings for a movie. How it opens up shows the credits of Michael Jordan, and then Bugs Bunny, and then the memorable song Space Jam, where it shows the title Jam, come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. I love that song. That's a memorable song, and memorable opening sequence where how it shows montages of Michael Jordan, how he made into his career in basketball, and it shows the clips of the montages of the games that he's played and the championships that he won with the Chicago Bulls. I love that opening sequence, especially with the song playing. Fits the opening very well. I thought it was a great opening way to open the movie, and I love how it showed all the montages and clips how. For their help during all Michael Jordan's career, and then it shows that he was gonna retire, then go to play professional baseball, and then goes way up there into our outer space. There is a place called Moron Mountain, where it's an alien planet where it has a failing amusement park. That's the rides like the same thing, you know. It's losing all its customers because it's doing the same thing. It's not scary or anything, or it's lame-o, and they're trying to get something that get new ideas, and then they turn on the televisions and they see clips from the old Looney Tunes cartoon shows. So this is how they get the idea. They need something to make more money for their attraction. They need something that's loony, and the head gang. And they're to get the little aliens, right? But to their boss, who they work for, is Mr. Swackhammer, voiced by Danny DeVito, which Danny DeVito I thought did wonderful as the villain, Mr. Swackhammer. I always enjoy Danny DeVito's voice. So that's how they plan to do it. They need something loony, so they plan to get the Looney Tunes and bring them back to their planet so they can make more money. And then it shows Michael Jordan, him in his playing baseball, but he's not doing the well. Even though he's striking out, people are still cheering for Michael. And like how the catcher is how he's giving him how he's the pitcher's gonna throw to him. He's like don't swing or whatever. And get Wayne Knight, who's plays Stan, who's how he's like talking to Michael Jordan's like hanging upside down when he falls down. And then the alien spacecraft they go underground, enter Looney Tune world. Yeah, it's like how in this world the Looney Tunes are living right underneath us. So yeah, and they land right on top of Elmer Fudd, and Bugs Bunny is chasing Bugs Bunny. And Bugs Bunny tries to fool them by he's not Bugs Bunny, but he is. But they're not stupid. They zap him. And then they show up at all the tunes. They have a meeting at the town hall meeting, and saying the aliens are, you're all our prisoners, and they laugh. But like the what I guess the one the orange one who's like the leader of the small group zaps Yosemite Sam, and they all just raise their hands up. And Bugs Bunny gets an idea, is like, give us a chance to defend ourselves. So they 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 come up with a plan with like Bugs, Elmer Fudd, Porky Pig, Sylvester. Yeah, they try to come up with ideas, and then the idea they challenge them to a basketball game because they think they get this because they won't win because of their height and size, so that's why they challenge them to a basketball game. And then of course the aliens, they cheat. They go to the real basketball games out. First they go to New York, where it's like what was the play? The games. One was the Suns, and I forget what the other team was, but one thing needs to know there that the aliens, they steal the talents of Charles Barkley, Sean Bradley, Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues, and Patrick Ewing. They steal their talents and it makes them completely feel like they're well, they just can't make them play basketball. They feel like they've been handicapped, and like it shows them montages of them getting all these treatments, but there's nothing wrong with them. And this is like all in their heads though, but they steal their talents. They put into this one basketball. When they get back to the Looney Tunes, they touch it, then it makes them grow big and make them become the Monstars. So Bugs Bunny's like, I think we're gonna need a little bit of help. So now they need help, and one day when Michael Jordan, so they wanted to recruit Michael Jordan when he's playing golf with Larry Bird and Bill Murray. It was fun to see Bill Murray with Michael Jordan. So yeah, they're playing golf, and Michael Jordan, he swings one ball, which the Tunes use a magnet to guide the ball to the hole, makes it think like got a hole in one. And Wayne Knight, he was gonna take a picture of him reaching for the ball, and then the Tunes, they grab a rope, they just suck him right through. Well, they grab him with a rope and they suck him right through down the hole into Looney Tunes. And also the funny thing is, like Bill Murray, like he thinks like the camera just went to Michael, and he's asking Wayne Knight, "What kind of camera is that? Would you not point that at me, please?" So he gets dragged down to Toonland, and because it was Sammy Sam who wrangled him in, and he sees Bugs Bunny. He's like, "You're a cartoon. You're not real." "Not real? Well, if I'm not real, can I do this?" And goes up and kisses him. And then Daffy Duck, it's like, "Oh, let the duck take a look," and braces in that chair. It's like, "Oops, a little high." And then Michael Jordan's like, "No, going down." So slams all the way down. And then everyone's giving like ratings out of 10s, whatever. So Bugs Bunny's explained the whole situation, saying, "We need your help." He's like, "Yeah, but I'm a baseball player now." It's like, "Right, and I'm a Shakespearean actor." So they get to this gym, they fix the place up, and the Monstars come in, and kind of like they kind of like bully him around, like they met, since it's in Toonland, they can do anything, so they roll Michael Jordan to like a basketball, and they slam dunk through the hoop, and then you get you get the montages of the Marine basketball players who are handicapped going through all these treatments. Then you see Wayne Knight still digging that hole, trying to find Michael Jordan, and cuts back to the Tunes where they're trying to play basketball, but they don't know how to. And when Michael Jordan says, "Does anyone know how to play basketball?" The new character introduced, Lola Bunny, who the Bugs Bunny really does like, and she knows how to play basketball, and she gets all steamed when someone calls her doll. So she knows how to play, and uh, Michael Jordan to request the Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck to pick up his sports gear back at his house, and so they go to the they're like digging underneath his house, and they both go different ways, and of course Daffy Duck's like, because he's in the dark, and he's like, let me see, I must be very, very close. And he like gets a light, and of course he's get attacked by the family dog. He's like, mother. So as they search the room, the younger daughter, which is not really his, but his daughter, the younger daughter, sees them and gets the other kids to because as they're searching in the room, because the family dog attacks him again, and because he has the shorts that Jordan needs. Because he said, like I said, I wore him over my Chicago Bulls uniform every game, which I think that's what he really did. But so they get the pants, and then they tell the kids don't say anything to anyone because he's gonna play another game. And that's the thing. He comes up for one night only, one night out of retirement to play one last game. And then Wayne Knight, he's still at the golf course, still digging that hole, and then he sees Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck go jump right into another golf hole, and the Toons see that Jordan, he's geared up, and he's still got the moves, still shooting hoops. And then Stan's like, like, Michael, is it really you? And what are you doing here? Yeah, I gotta take it back. You got baseball practice. I can't. I'm helping my friends win a basketball game. Michael, your friends are cartoon characters? Yeah. So, and then comes the night of the basketball game. Oh, by the way, just there's like a little. It keeps up like back in the real world. What's going on with the basketball thing? Because since the whole thing that happened to the players, they decided to shut down. No more basketball season until they get all this thing resolved. But that's one thing if it keeps us keep track about how they're handling up there because of what happened to the basketball players. But then the excitement really kicks off when the basketball game starts. Everyone's getting all suited up, and love the uniform that Michael Jordan wears. The Toon Squad. And the team comes out, and the monsters, they come out. Marvin the Martian is the referee. And as the game starts, the Looney Tunes are getting their butts kicked. Even though they get Michael Jordan gets one hoop, and Little Bunny gets another hoop in because they call her doll again. But it shows them they're falling behind. The Monsters have the lead. Wayne Knight suspects something with them, so he goes and spies on them. Learns that they stole the talents from them, but he gets found out, and he gets like zapped, I should say, because his hair is all sticking up, he's all steaming up, smoke and whatever. He tells them about that, but what happened, and everyone's thinking of giving up, but Bugs Bunny gives him an idea, gives him like the secret stuff, which is really just water though, but it's supposed to like the stuff to gives him like the super strength, whatever. So, and then of course you get that also I forget what that song was. Are you ready? Dun 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 dun. I'm doing a horrible job, but it's that song that I also remember famously as well. And it shows the Toons are making them come back by beating up all the monsters. It's just so much fun to watch. I can just watch this like 100 times over and when I get bored of it. this is how much I love the movie. I've watched this how many times over my lifetime. I would never get bored of it. I could watch it over and over again. Just like soon when the movie's over, I just want to rewind it back and start it all over again. I mean, it's so much fun. I don't see how. I don't see how. If there's anyone out there who still have not yet seen this movie, I strongly advise to check out Space Jam. If anyone who hasn't, I'm just saying, because you'll have having a ball just watching. And it shows how they're coming back, like getting at the monsters back, like Wile E. Coyote has of course with his explosives, and Bugs Bunny's like, nice kaboom, Wile-E, and he gets grabbed though, but one of them gets like his teeth shot out because of another hilarious moment with Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam dressing up like from Pulp Fiction. You have that down. Originally, long ago, I thought it was Men in Black though, but this because Pulp Fiction came out before Men in Black though, and this one came out before Men in Black though, but originally back then I thought it was Men in Black. They were dressed as Men in Black though because they were wearing the glasses and the black suits, but they were really out there doing Pulp Fiction because of the theme that was playing. But that was just fun. They're doing a montage to Pulp Fiction, and they're still making a comeback, and the part with Michael Jordan holding, Pepe Le Pew, making him the other ones just fall down in disgust, and then Daffy Duck puts red paint on one of them, and I forget whether the bull sees red. He goes and runs up and just hits him with his horns. And then Tweety Bird goes and beats them up as well. And Mr. Swaghammer is had enough of this, so he calls timeout and tells them, it's like, why didn't you get this guy? He's a baseball player. Well, looks like a basketball player to me. And Michael Jordan wants to chat with him. It's like, hey, you want a piece of me? Come and get it. And he makes a deal. It's like, if I win, you give my boys their talent back. And if you lose, then they get him. He'll take them back to Moron Mountain, including also the Batoons as well, and they'll be slaves to them, and etc. So they shake on it, and Danny DeVito says, crush them. So they just goes to just beat the living crap out of all of them. One was supposed to jump on Lola, but Bugs Bunny pushes her out of the way and lands on top of him. And she's like, oh, that was like the nicest thing that everyone's ever done for me, and kisses him. And it shows all of them all broken up and whatever. But they still need a fifth player, so Michael Jordan asks White Knight to join in. And as the game continues, he says he's open. He gets the ball, but all the monsters, they land on top of him. But he still manages to get the score, the point on them. So, but he's just flat as a pancake, and the other like the medics, they start pumping and filling with air, and he's just being inflated, and of course when they yank it off him, he just starts. Yeah, of course it's the sound of a farting noise. Yeah, I get that though, but back then I didn't take too much notice about that though. But even though they were like, oh ew, whatever, how they were doing it. But I let that go because I'm having so much fun. I can let all that slide though. But still, and he's getting carted away. But they're still lacking a fifth player again. And Michael Jordan is asking, no, how do they do that? And Bugs like, oh, anybody can do that, Doc. Even you. Watch. What? Because Krause Daffy was like, wow, this is Looney Tunes land. And he's like, 10 seconds ago, that would have been helpful, Doc. And they said Marvin the Martian comes in, it's like, if you can't have a fifth player, your team will forfeit the game. And then Bill Murray steps in saying da 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 da, because also he's been asking Michael Jordan, does he have like the skills to be a basketball player? So that's why he's there. And then Danny DeVito was like, oh whoa, I didn't know Dan Aykroyd was in this picture. So it's just hilarious. And so he gets in there, and then Michael Jordan gets the ball. He gets the ball, and he's jumping in the air, but as the monsters, they try to pull him down as the clock is ticking down. So of course they said he's in Looney Tunes land, so he can do anything. So he stretches his arm to make the basket, and the Toon Squad, they win. So, and then he thanks Bill Murray, and he says he's going to retire. It's like, I want to retire undefeated, but he has to ice down my knee. I've iced down my knees, so he's going to retire undefeated. So, and tells him thanks anyway, and then Mr. Swaghammer is like, losers. The party, it's like, and then Michael Jordan is like, what do you take from this guy? Because he's bigger than we used to be. Because when they were smaller, they were afraid of him. But now they're bigger than him. They just go and shove him this rocket, and they just shoot him off up into the moon. So as the part of the deal, they give the talents back, put it in the basketball, and they shrink back to their normal size. And they say they want to stay here with them because they don't like being up more on mountains, so they want to stay here with the Looney Tunes. So Michael Jordan says he enjoys playing with the Looney Tunes, but he has to go because he has to go back to play baseball. And he tells Bugs Bunny, he's like, stay out of trouble. And he's like, I will. And he's like, come here, you, and kisses Lola. So everyone's waiting for Michael Jordan at the baseball game. And you have appearance by Charles Hallahan, who played from John Carpenter's The Thing as Norris. Yeah, so that was a nice little appearance from him, which he's now passed away, sadly, and which he was also in Dante's Peak as well. I just want to point out. But the alien spacecraft, they come in, and of course you have I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly. I believe I can fly. And Wayne Knight comes out, he's like, with a microphone, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jordan. Everyone's cheering for Michael. And it gets back to with the remaining basketball players that have the talents taken away. Michael Jordan comes back and shows them the glowing basketball, telling him to touch it. They wish that they don't want to, though, but they touch anyway, and they get their talents back, and they start playing good again. And says that why don't you come and have a round with us, 3-on-3. No. It's like, oh, come on, you're still doing that, working on that baseball swing again. Oh, come on, that guy doesn't play basketball anymore. And Moy's like, Michael, did you hear that? They don't think you can play the game anymore. That's what he says. Only one way to find out. And then I think this cuts to like the actual I think it was like the actual thing where it shows him actually coming back into because after this, because it shows like he does come back make his comeback in basketball. So I think there was like actual footage. I think that he says, that he's Michael Jordan. Him coming back to playing the Chicago Bulls. This is like a 90s thing that always will like remain. Like how the way the film looks, how the way it's filmed, and it just this is a 90s movie, and you don't get that feel. You don't get the feel of this. You do nowadays. and it shows that him coming back playing for the Chicago Bulls, and Larry Bird was talking with Bill Murray again. He's like, and Bill was like, you know what, that could have been me out there, and Larry's like, you don't have what it takes anymore, and Bill was like, you're right, let's go Bulls, and you have Seal, Fly Like an Eagle playing again as the credits are going. It shows like the images from the movie as the credits are going. Like I said, you won't. This is a '90s film that you don't feel nowadays. That's what I'm trying to say. And yes, I also heard that they're trying to work on a sequel. I mean, they were trying to get the first they talked with trying to get the director Justin Lin, who directed Fast and Furious 3, 4, 5, and 6, and also directed Star Trek Beyond. To me, I don't think that it didn't need a sequel. I think it was fine leaving it as a story as it is. Leaving the story as it is. I don't think it didn't need a sequel. And they're trying to bring whoever star basketball player to star in this. Originally they were kind of like LeBron James or because I think he had that because he was starring in that comedy Trainwreck, and he got praised for his role in that. I don't think you need to, because first of all, yeah, you get some good basketball players of today though, but there are no basketball players like Michael Jordan or those other basketball players that from the '90s that you don't get nowadays. Yeah, it's like LeBron James or Steph Curry or those other good basketball players, but you don't get basketball players like these guys nowadays. Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Sean Bradley, Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues. You don't get the players like star in these movies, and it doesn't feel like it isn't. You don't get that feel like it is today. If you get what I'm saying. To me, I don't think you need a sequel. I think it's fine just how it is. I mean the director of this film, Joe Pytka. I think. Trying to think of what other films that he. I don't think he's ever filmed. Made another movie of this. He's done like a music video and some other stuff. Yeah, for like commercials and music videos and stuff. But I don't think. Well, so no, actually, he did a film before this called Let It Ride. Let It Ride from 1989. Yeah, but that film didn't do that well. But after this, yeah, after that he did this film and then never directed again. Which I don't know why. This film was like Let It Ride was a flop though, but this was a big hit though. I don't understand why he would get like another shot at directing another movie. But I don't get it though. But also the film is produced by Ivan Reitman as well, the director of Kindergarten Cop, Ghostbusters, among other movies. He also helped produce the movie as well. But getting back on the sequel, I don't think you don't need a sequel. I think the film is perfect how it is. Yeah, I know that it's nice to see nice to see the Looney Tunes again though, but I don't think you don't need a sequel. Because you don't get these basketball players like these from the '90s. I don't think you just don't get that feel to it nowadays. When it's searching for a long way of sequels, it's like too little, too late. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I love this movie. I have no problems with this movie, and love the Looney Tunes. Michael Jordan, fantastic. Wayne Knight is fantastic. Danny DeVito is wonderful as Mr. Swaghammer. The animation is top. The animation is top notch, which I think that's the thing with the one of the creators, Chuck Jones. I think he spoke very negatively about this film, saying that the film was terrible. Like, the story was deeply flawed, and he says he doesn't like, which, I'm sorry, Chuck Jones, which I know he's passed on by this point though, but I don't see what he sees. All I see is a very fun, entertaining, laughable, in a good way, laughable, fun. It's a blast. I always have a blast watching this movie. This is definitely one of the biggest films I have loved in my childhood, and I could watch this. I could just watch this over and over again, and I just would never get tired of it. So, yeah, I love this film. It's a childhood. I would call it as a childhood classic. Especially for people like me that grew up with it in the 90s, I would probably see people say the same thing. I love this movie, and this definitely well deserved. This is the 20th anniversary movie review I really wanted to do, to give it the full respect it deserves. I love this movie, and it's a film. Some people say, oh, it's dated, though. I don't think it's not dated at all. It's the film that still works. Love the opening of the montages of Michael Jordan's career. It played out nicely how it showed in an alternate version how he came. He had fun though, how he originally retired from basketball, played at baseball, but then came back into basketball. Man, but yeah, I love this movie. Like I said, I don't know more, Mike. I'm just repeating myself. I love the movie. I know everybody has probably even has heard the movie, but if there's any people who have not seen the movie, I would strongly advise to check it out, and you'll have a ball watching it. You won't be disappointed. If you're a fan of the Looney Tunes, you won't be disappointed in it. The bad carry quickly. Los Angeles Daily News. They gave it 4 stars, an ingenious blend of live action comedy and cutting edge animation. I definitely agree with that. The animation is spot on, good mixture with live action with the animation. I thought it looked like everyone was having fun while making the movie. Again, I thought you could say that, Michael Jordan was having fun too. So, love the cast. Love the music, the score too by James Newton Howard. The songs like "I Believe I Can Fly," "Fly Like an Eagle," "Space Jam." I forget what the band was called that sang Space Jam. And that song, "Are You Alright?" Dun 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 dun. That song too. A lot of laughs. A little bit of everything, and just I don't know more I can say. I love this movie. It's a childhood classic, no doubt about it. And it's something I'll always remember for many, many years, and I'll never get tired of watching this movie. So yeah, this definitely well deserves a 20th anniversary movie review. It definitely deserves it. So, yeah. So that's my long review, but well worth it. 20th anniversary review of Space Jam. Bugs Bunny, Michael Jordan, everybody. It's a pure classic. That's just my opinion, though. Anyway, that's my review. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. And whenever. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. And like I said, and also say 2 definite thumbs up. Everybody get out, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright. So much. It just brings a big smile. It brings a big smile to my face. Makes me laugh so much. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned.